Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, as usual, before I begin with this lesson, I want to start it off by giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Makahakadas. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who I'm taught and learn this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to all you walking, that is serving Yahweh Bahashem Shah in sincerity, hoping for mercy and salvation in these last days, man. Shalom and Yahweh Bahashem Shah Barakathon. So I think I'm entitled this lesson, we are to be seen at camp, not put up in a corner. We are to be seen at camp and not put up in a corner. And by the title, it's pretty much, self-explanatory on what the lesson is going to be about. Because as we've been called into this truth, and everybody has their own lot, that they fall in. Right? Not everybody is a prophet, a teacher. Some brothers may just be, those that sit on the sidelines, but, they listen, they tune in, they help out, whatever the case may be. All right, but your job and lot as a prophet, right, is to go out to the highways and the byways and compel and bid Jake to the marriage, man. All right, and with that, I'm gonna say duty, right, or with that task comes with being seen. Right, as the scriptures say, and I'm gonna grab it here in a minute, you're gonna be made a spectacle unto the world, man. All right, and I'm not against brothers teaching at parks. I'm not against brothers teaching at certain locations, but when it comes to hiding behind objects, teaching in spots where it's nobody at, you know what I mean? Declining, going and teaching at a certain location because it's, you more than likely can be seen over there, whatever the case may be, right? It just goes to prove that you're not really stepping out on faith, man, right? Because if you scared to go out, and that's one thing about it, right? Being a prophet, you will get tested, all right? Going out to the highways and the byways, that could be a test to your faith. All right, there's a reason why Jonah, he was trying to run from that lot. Because Jonah didn't want to get out there and deal with it. Jonah probably didn't even want to get out there and be seen. When you look at the account with Jeremiah, Lord willing, I put it here in a minute. All right, in Jeremiah, the 20th chapter, Jeremiah, he felt like the Lord had set him up. You know what I'm saying? He was being scoffed against. Jake was talking shit. You know what I'm saying? All that. The same shit that brothers are dealing with on this side when they going out to the highways and the hedges, man. All right, Jeremiah wanted to stop, but he said that the word of the Most High was burning inside him, man. Right? Me speaking for myself, a lot of the times I go out to camp by myself. All right, and hey, Salaki, but that shit can prove, that shit can test your faith. You know what I'm saying? Having to go out there and be by yourself, dealing with, whatever may come across your, your path at camp. You know what I mean? Having to deal with motherfuckers laughing at you, probably recording, they stopping right in front of you, looking at you while you teaching, and all that shit can be a test to your faith to see if you're going to really go out there and continue to put your foot, basically keep that plow pushing, man. All right, because this truth in teaching is a lot more deeper than just hitting the record button, you know what I'm saying, while we in a room recording, while we're in a car recording these lessons. That's easy. Anybody can do that. All right, it's easy to go in and hold camp at a spot where it ain't nobody at. It's dark, ain't nobody there. That's easy to do because ain't nobody looking at you. You ain't got that pressure on you. But when you actually, because there is a right way to go out to the highways and the byways, man. All right, and Jake can use the argument of, the internet is the main source of lifting. Right, when it comes to teaching on the highways and the byways, because you got brothers that be way out in the UK that wake up to this truth from hearing brothers teaching over here in the States. All right, so yeah, it does the heavy lifting, but that don't mean that you ain't got to get out there and be seen, man. All right, I remember the apostles that spoke on this a little while back, a couple years ago, going into how you got brothers that be just teaching in these closed off ass spots where it's dark and shit. You know what I mean? You ain't really showing no faith, bro. And Jake will use the excuse or try to use John the Baptist like, with him, prophesying in the wilderness. And what Jake got to understand is that your lot and John the Baptist lot ain't the same thing. It's not the same lot, right? The Most High told us to bid Jake to the marriage. There's a reason why Yahweh Shai sent the disciples out to go out in the midst of the people, right? Yeah, John the Baptist, he was baptizing, but we baptizing with the word. It's the same concept, but it's a different action. We actually got to get out there and we actually got to speak these words to Jake. Jake got to see us, man. What Jake got to understand is that going back over 2,000 years ago when John the Baptist was baptizing Jake in the river, Jake knew where to find John the Baptist because Jake had some type of spirituality about himself. Jake wasn't even completely falling away at that point. Fast forward in 2,000 years in the future, Jake has completely lost their identity. Jake don't know who the fuck they is. Jake calling himself black. Jake calling himself Latino, Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Jake is completely through. So there's a reason why the Most High told us to go out to where the chief place of concourse is. Jake not gonna know where to find this word at, like how they know where they did know where to find John the Baptist at. All right, Jake knew about prophecy back then. All right, now Jake is completely gone, man. So Jake has to see you out there on the streets teaching, so they can be like, oh damn, you basically you out there fishing, as the scriptures say, man. You got to get out there and you got to get your feet wet, man. All right. So the first scripture that I want to grab is let's go to the book of Proverbs 20. And I think it's 21. All right. I think I got the wrong one, but let's go to Proverbs 1 and 20. I think that's what I meant to put down. This is the book of Proverbs 1 and 20. It says, wisdom crieth without. She uttered her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, and the openings of the gates in the city. She uttered her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and the fools hate knowledge. Right, the chief places of concourse, right, where the gates are opening. Basically, where you go and teach, where you see transactions being made. You see traffic, in other words, bro. You see traffic. You see people buying and selling. You see people moving around. Right, that's where you go teach. Now, you use wisdom. Don't go out and pop out at a damn music festival to go and prophesy. Don't go pop out in front of goddamn Walmart to teach. You got to use wisdom. Right, but you find you a spot or location, right, where there's enough traffic so you can get out there and be seen, man. That's the whole damn point. All right, you got a lot of Jake, they be making excuses because Jake be faint-hearted, bro. All right, and not every brother is giving their own portion of faith. All right, but you gotta be seen, bro. You can't be ducked off, hiding behind cars and shit. You have to be seen, man. All right. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians 4 and 9. And it reads, for I think that Yahweh has set forth us the apostles last, as it were, approved to death. For we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to angels, and to men. And let's look up the definition for the word spectacle real quick. This phone tripping. All right, so this is the definition for the word spectacle. A visually striking performance or display. All right, display, show, similar, sight, vision, view. So you gotta be seen, bro. All right, Jake, you can't be put up in the corner. The scriptures even say, let's grab it real quick. Let's go to the book of Isaiah 30. And I'm speaking on this because I done seen a few bros, teach in disclosed locations and shit. You know what I mean? And you got certain other brothers, you know, that may go out to these different parks or whatever, but 9 times out of 10, I bet you some traffic in them parks. Come on, Jay, you can't be simple. You can't go out to the spot and just prophesy and ain't nobody there. The fuck is the point? All right, Isaiah 30:20, and it reads, and though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers. Right? You ain't gonna be seen if you out here put up, bro. If you out here in a ducked off location and it's just you, right? A little family parked off, like, come on, bro. Jake gotta be out there and you gotta get your feet wet. Actually show some damn faith, man. All right, Jake be scared to get out there and be seen and shit. Jake be scared to teach in their own cities and shit because they scared that somebody that they know is gonna see them. That's a part of the damn walk. That's a part of the walk. Every brother, I'm pretty sure every brother has been seen by somebody that they know while they've been out on the highways and the byways teaching. But is that gonna stop shit? Hell no. You still got a job to do. All right. See, a lot of Jake faith be tested on a small scale right now. Going out to the highways and the byways and teaching in front of people, yeah, it's gonna try you. You know what I'm saying? A brother such as myself, I'm a brother. I don't really like to be socializing like that. I don't like attention. I hate that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I understand that at the end of the day, this is how my ass is gonna be saved. So fuck what they gotta think. You gotta be in that spirit of Jeremiah. Let's grab it real quick. Let's go to the book of Jeremiah 20 and 7. Jeremiah 20:7, and it reads, "O Lord, thou hast deceived me, and I was deceived." This is what he's thinking to himself because of the shit that he's having to deal with. Because the word of the Lord was made a reproach unto me and a derision daily. You had motherfuckers making fun of him. All right? Jake has always been in that spirit. You look at Noah. I'm pretty sure Noah ain't want to get out there and do that, but he had a job to do. And when you read in Hebrews the 11th chapter, it says, by faith, Noah, he was one of the most high of things not as yet seen. He was moving with faith and fear, bro. That's how you gotta move. You can't give a fuck. You can't care about what Jake or what any of these other nations got to say about you when you out there teaching. The spirit should be taking over, bro. All right, as he says right here in verse 8, for since I spake, I cried out. I cried violence and spoil because the, Salakia, is this the one? Oh, come, yo, Salakia. It says, then I said in verse 9, then I said, I will not make mention of him, nor speak any more in his name. Right? This is what he's saying because Jeremiah was in a low state because of, how Jake was treating him. All right, imagine you getting out there to try to compel Jake and Jake out there talking shit. All right, it says, but his word was in mine heart, and as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So he couldn't do nothing about it. The Most High had the spirit on him. Regardless of how he felt, the spirit was taking over. And I remember when I first came into the truth, and Apostle Hart put that decree out that if you 6 to 7 months or some shit like that in the truth, you should be out there teaching at least the basics. I remember when I first came in and I was having to go out by myself, I hated it. I ain't even gonna lie. I knew another Jake in my city. This nigga, he was quote unquote woken up to the truth. I'm offering this nigga to go out to camp with me, and this nigga denying it and shit. I'm like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Because when you going out there by yourself and you being seen, and that shit awkward. It feels kind of weird. You out there with a garment on, you look goofy. The scriptures say, a spectacle, man. You're going to get out there and you're going to be made fun of, but that's the Lord putting you through the test. Like, is you going to care about what the fuck they got to say? And you know what I mean? And a lot of Jake is going to be in that spirit. Jake call them keyboard warriors. All right, or you got Jake that just be sitting behind the damn camera when you got the ability to get out there and be able-bodied, you know what I'm saying, and be bold as a damn lion. See, you can't be bold as a lion if you scared to go out there, man. All right, but here's the point. It says, but his word was in my heart as a burning fire shut up in my bones, and I was weary with forbearing, and I could not stay. So when you first get out there, you may be like, damn. But then guess what? The spirit gonna take over. If you feeling in that spirit of, like, It ain't for it. Throw up a prayer to you have by some outside. The Lord will give you the spirit to do it. I do it all the time. Sometimes I don't even want to get out there and be seen. There's been motherfuckers at work that didn't see me out there and everything. Females and everything. All right, but before I get out there, I pray to Yahweh Shema Shada. He put the spirit in me to not give a fuck what nobody talking about, and to get out there and get the work in, man. All right, because when Jacob's trouble, hey, when shit hit the fan, you gonna wish that you didn't give a fuck about what nobody thought about you when you was out there on the highways and the byways teaching, because this is all gonna pay off at the end of the day, man. All right, you want to have in back of your mind when this shit go down that, hey, you did what you was supposed to do. You did everything right. Now, of course, you fall, you stumble, you bust your ass in the wall. All right, but you want to have in the back of your mind, like, I was going out to the highways and the byways being seen. All right, the Lord pulling us off the highways and the hedges, and hey, we did our job. But imagine knowing that you wasn't doing it right. You was scared to go out there and teach. Boy, your mind gonna fuck you up. All right, Jay got to consider that, man. So, with that being said, I think that's pretty much the point that I got on this lesson. Just something quick and brief. All right, I don't want to say, brothers did take something from this lesson and that it was edifying, man. All right, so with that being said, before I close it out, give all the glory and infinite praise to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Kakadash, Shalom, and above.